session, we are going to be supercharging, cleansing, and just checking in with you about your magical goals and the things you have been manifesting. So sit back, relax, enjoy. Let me take care of you, and you just, smile. I am paid with smiles, so I appreciate that. Go ahead and give me one. If you're new to the community, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming back every night and us sharing this community together, because that is what this is, an inclusive, diverse community in which we all come together and we practice in our own ways and we expand and we are respectful and all of those things. So I appreciate you all and I enjoy being here. And if you would like to learn more, if you want to have more in-depth knowledge or a deeper community or deeper conversation, head on over to Patreon. I also have some other stuff in the description box that I think you'll really like, and I've been get started, and I'll incorporate some crystal tapping into it as well. Okay, so just moving this over you. You don't have to do anything except just relax. This is a wonderful moment to check in with you to see how magical March has been going. How has things been for you? Have you tried any of the methods we have been talking about? Have you tried anything else? There are so many ways to manifest. Of course, we went through the elements. One more left, it's not forgotten. Of course, we went through the elements, and we talked about just internal activation. And this is really a moment to discuss tools, okay? Like, we can use crystals, we can use herbs, we can use various liquids, but the most important thing is that these things be accessible, okay? To be able to utilize any of these principles or any of these paths to manifesting while you just have yourself. So whether that is a financial resource thing, or maybe it's just, hey, I don't feel like I need to buy more stuff. Whatever the reason is for you, you should be able to utilize these things with the bare minimum, because the most important thing is working on the inside. And so we have various methods. We have the 369 method, in which you write what you want as if it has already happened, and you start 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, and 9 times at night, and you write it every day. Or the 555 method, where you write things out 5 times, write it 5 times, and then just continue to write it like that. In general, what you're doing is you're changing your vibrational frequency. Now, so much of our life is about what we attract and more of how we are interpreting life. And I think that within the spiritual community, especially the community that manifests, let's change the conversation from attracts, because then people always pop up and say weird things like, did someone attract this negative thing happening to them? And let's switch the conversation to be able to say how we are perceiving and our perceptions of life, okay? And with that conversation, it's more of expanding the dialogue to say, how do we gear our interpretation of the world? Do you lean more optimistic? Do you lean more pessimistic? And typically people will lean more pessimistic if they've had exposure to trauma that has not been resolved, or they have faced abuse, or just numerous things, because that is the reality that they've lived. And typically a person can lean more optimistic if they were much more insulated, maybe much more protected in their society or protected in their home. And so the way that you perceive life can also lend a hand into how you go about your day each and every day. You know, if you wake up in the morning like, oh, I'm ready to take on life, you're more than likely to discover new things to take on. But if you kind of are wearing the weight of the world on your shoulder, it's much harder to be optimistic, and you see how that cycle happens. So one who is optimistic could say, oh, simply the answer is optimism, and the one who is more pessimistic could say, but what about all these external factors? And both of them lend to the full scope of what's going on. So I'm a strong believer in healing as a collective, healing the community, and healing the self. And with all the conversations of intersectional issues, systemic issues, and human rights issues, that is giving us an opportunity to look at the environment and to call it for what it is. And then on an individual or personal level, we can look at our own ability to be able to manifest the life that we want. They can happen at the same time. I say this all the time. You can walk and chew gum at the same time. We can be healing the collective for a more diverse and inclusive world, and at the same time be calling out systemic things that are no longer serving us. We can also manifest the life that we want, and also understand that some do not have access to the same access you have, or even to the knowledge of how, because most of our world as an individual is here. A lot of the magic in these magical concepts, it feels like it's outside of us. It feels like it's the crystal. It feels like it's the spray. It feels like it's the herb. It feels like it's all of these things, but it is inside of you. That's where it's really at. And we use these things as tools, reminders, or based on their vibrational principles, things that activate aspects or reminds the internal. But you don't need this. You don't need any of this stuff. You only need you. You have the power, and it starts really with training your mind. You do that through your channeling, through your meditation, through your practicing of manifesting and creating the environment, the vibrational environment that you want. And I know that that's a lot to put on you, but it's a good question to ask. How has your March been going? Go ahead and tell me in the comment section, and be honest. It's okay. Whether it's been going really well, or nothing's happened, or it didn't go in the way that you expected, it is okay. The origins of what you want are much more important than what its external manifestation is, okay? The external manifestation will come when it needs to. But let's get to the root. 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 Let's get the root to the let's just inhale, exhale, to exhale the root. Inhale, let's exhale, inhale, exhale the root. Inhale, let's get to the root. Let's go ahead and do a prayer. It is not a religious prayer, just a prayer to root us in our individual connections and to bring us together as a community. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay. And remember, you have your own prayer. Rewrite the prayer. Make it an How does this make you feel? 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 How do 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 you feel? So, bringing that on the forefront, bringing it close to your heart, bringing it upwards, bringing it, 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 bringing it and allowing it to be placed in your heart. Good job. Good job. Good job. Well, family, you did a fantabulous job. A fantastic job. You have to be open and okay with accepting yourself as you are. Start to go why not be able to utilize these things in those spaces in your own way? And that's what I like to teach from, share from, give from for the collective, that you can utilize, like whatever's going on in life, that we work through it together in a very safe space. And I say all of that to say is shout out to Jackie Aina. She is a beauty blogger, lovely, lovely woman. And I was watching one of her videos that you actually probably saw, and she was talking about a documentary called The Social Dilemma. So I went to go look at the documentary. First of all, it's on Netflix, so go watch that documentary, because it puts so much perspective. I mean, so much perspective into how various algorithms in computing is used to target us, and how it has even shaped history in kind of funky ways. But why I say that is because, there's always this feeling that, people are depressed or anxious, and, how many likes do you have on your picture? How many people commented on, your personal things? That we look at things from the perspective of like, okay, how there am I, you're living, I think Dave Chappelle said it, like, regular people are living like politicians. And it's just very interesting. It talked about how when social media became mobile in 2010, the rate of attempted suicides for young girls and teens, older teens, increased between 117 and 150%, because people then began to chase the idea of, how do I look like a filter, how do I, have these unrealistic, like, standards of beauties, and then companies are targeting the audience in a certain way. It's just fascinating. Why am I saying that to you in this moment? Because this Mercury and Scorpio energy lets us know that the things that make us feel imperfect are in fact the things that make us beautiful. That you have a right to feel beautiful as you are now. That you should demand of yourself to feel beautiful, to feel enough now. You have a right to have feelings about life. You have a right to not have to be happy all the time. You have a right to disconnect sometimes. You have that. Don't worry about any of this other fluff, okay? As a person who is on social media as a platform of community, it definitely is something to think about. When I first started Reiki Healing Hope, I actually didn't show my face, specifically because I was like, I'm not about to draw no eyebrows in today. I'm not about to do nothing. I'm not doing respectful community at that. Let that go. Whatever that was, let that go. You got that magic. You got that magic, love. And I want you to harness it, to use it, to embrace it, to embrace your inner power. By relaxing this energy. Relaxing this energy. And relaxing. Just free for all. Just chill. Just very lovely. Just very lovely, luscious energy coming your way. So, we haven't had a comb in a while. So let's go get to combing the orb. And I like to start by going very slow and just allowing it to be this nice, slow, relaxing gesture. 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 Let's see if I can just go as slow as possible. Usually I start
soothing, relaxing, cleansing, and soothing, relaxing, cleansing, and soothing, 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 soothing.
energy is good. Now I'm curious, have you ever gotten a picture of your aura? It's actually pretty cool. It changes. I think it's kind of like like a personality test. It changes over time, but it's not necessarily supposed to change all the time. I don't know. I don't take pictures for it, so I can't tell you. But it's actually really fascinating because well, mine anyway, really did speak to my personality at that time, or in general. Mine was this like very lavender purple color. I was like, yeah, that's me. Very much so me, always into everything that's like crown chakra and things like that, the highest self, blah 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 blah. I'm like, yup. So I wonder what color your aura is. So as you're breathing in and out, just release and relax. And just find peace in this moment, okay? With yourself. And be open to internal changes that happen. Completely normal. Sometimes it's like you get hungry, you're like, what is that? It's normal, baby, it's normal. And just relax in the moment. And just shifting. And so what you'll probably be feeling in this moment is, it really is different for each person. But it might feel like that's the best way to describe it, like a subtle shift in your energy. I feel like that didn't help, right? Sometimes it's a cooling sensation, sometimes it's a warmth, sometimes it's described as a chill, but just going in a certain direction. There's no wrong answers, everybody's body is different, and we should honor that. Sometimes people feel nothing at all, and that's okay too. Don't force yourself to feel like you need to feel anything. Okay. Just honor this beautiful body you are in now. I don't know, something about this month is just like, you just love yourself even more. You feel me? Like you're just like, oh, I love me, exactly as you are. Doesn't mean that you can't do whatever it is you want to do, but at the core, just loving yourself unconditionally for every aspect, internally, mentally, emotionally, physically, all that stuff. I don't know, maybe it's something in the water or the air, whatever, I'm down for it. Also, for those who are interested in the Reiki Master Teacher Training, I have not forgotten you all. It will actually be happening in September, so updating the site, and you're gonna have all that information there. Mama has been very busy. And I take the training very seriously, so I will not put out anything that is not of the highest quality, and that's just me. It is what it is. And as I've told people before, if you feel like you need to get a training right now, there are tons of great practitioners out there who can help along the journey. And for those who really feel like this is where it's at, you know what? It's worth the wait. But again, it is not a requirement. You do not have to go through me. Okay. I guess for me, as I'm working on your energy, mentorship is really important, and having enough time and resources to be able to actually give people the background knowledge and to show them how to explore their own unique approach to this modality is really important. So it's not something you can just throw it together, Okay. Just breathing in and out, breathing in and out, breathing in and out. And I also don't know if you all are curious about this, but ASMR is not a requirement within Reiki. Reiki got very, very popular because of the ASMR artists who did Reiki sessions feel a lot differently than distant sessions. Distant sessions like what we're doing right now online. I knew off the bat that I wanted to do distance, even though my training was hands-on, and it actually luckily turned out to give distance experience too. But I just knew, okay, that's my bag. That's where I'm gonna be. That's where I feel comfortable. That's where, but I'm not gonna lie, before the pandemic, I had an in-person practice, and sometimes I do be feeling like opening them doors back up. But it's a lot. So now just bringing some smiles. Every time I go into a session, I think to myself, I'm like, I am just going to focus on working on the energy, and then I get to talking, and you all don't stop me from talking, I mean, physically in this moment, you cannot stop me from talking, but then you encourage me in the comment section, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna keep on talking. The energy healing circles that are on Patreon, they were in real life, physical, and I definitely miss those. But I will say that on Patreon, it's nice because there's so many people all over the world who get to participate, rather than just local to the area that I'm in, which is the DMV, like DC area. So there you go. Also, shout out to all the people who see me. And you all are so sweet because y'all don't talk to me. I don't know why. I'm a very approachable person. But y'all are so cute. You're like, nah, I don't want to say anything. But I think that's like the DC area. We don't talk to each other. I don't know why. I love talking to people. But then I probably have a DC face too. Like, okay. So now to focus back on you as we have chilled with our chit-chatting. For this no fear energy, what's coming in front for you, What energy do you want to connect to and connect with so deeply? What fears are you facing? When you face your fears, sometimes it's not even this scary thing, but more of this dismantling of a thought system that is just not real. And dismantling those thoughts, sometimes it's like the only thing you really have to do. Like, that's not real. And you show up the next day and you're like, oh wow, I wasted a lot of time thinking that this was real when it wasn't. But also know that there are sometimes that take a lot of steps. Like, you really have to face a fear. You really have to feel uncomfortable, blase. And that's okay. That is okay. So, I'm gonna just take a couple moments here. And you can choose to have your hands in any position. Hands up if you're trying to receive, hand down if you're like, I got too much energy, I'm trying to calm down. Okay. Good job. Energy in and out. And just working on it. In the moment. So in this moment, look, I'm always trying to teach some shit. In this moment, sending and setting the intention that you are receiving the greatest amount of whatever it is you need in the moment. Sometimes it's like energy, sometimes it's peace, it's calm, sometimes it's letting things go. But knowing that your body is smart and intelligent and perfect enough to know what it needs. Okay. Allowing your body to just be in this moment and relax. Energy healing is a very interesting modality because it is our original, both spiritual / religious and medical system as a human species, and thankfully over time we have expanded to other things as well. Y'all know me, I'm a proponent of just give us all the good stuff, you know, give us the mindfulness, give us the energy healing, give us the medicine, give us all this stuff, okay? You want as many people on your team at one time, not just, you know, one of one thing. And energy healing is so interesting because our original energy healers are, for the lack of a better word, the shamans of the indigenous cultures around the world. So nowhere in the world, like, or better yet said, everywhere in the world has its first people. You know, even as we explored as a species, going to different places, and those people were, you know, they used what they had available to them, which was their senses, and which was the heightened development of these other aspects too that science is catching up to over time, you know. But I just think it's really fascinating because there is quackery out here. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've been going to some of these conventions and I was like, no. No. And then, you know, I have these amazing, like, just so many stories of these amazing energetic experiences within this modality. So it's just like, I get you. I see both, baby. I see both. That's why I always encourage you to continue to explore. That's why I always encourage you to be as open as possible, you know, to get as much help as possible, to be connected to all this beautiful energy. And what it actually teaches us is the subtleness of mindfulness, or the subtleness of self-care, or just sometimes we try to make everything so complicated. So you feel like you need this fancy tool, or, you know, all of these crystals, or this, you know, electronic, super expensive electronic device, when sometimes all you have is you. And so it teaches how to, you know, you to regulate yourself. But again, I tell people all the time, there are other things that you should be doing too. Like, if you're lucky enough to have access to adequate health insurance, I know you better be getting a therapist, you better be going to the doctor. Like, come on now. If you're that lucky, if you don't take your ass somewhere. And then I've also been on the other side, where you go to certain places and then you kind of get funneled into, like, maybe a system that isn't solving your problem, so it requires you to go out and get some more to it. And, you know, my favorite combination is being able to see through your actual, you know, medical documentation that there are shifts and changes happening through your body with a combination of things. So I think it's nice to, you know, to see both. Hopefully that didn't go over people's head. Just some words of encouragement for those who are dealing medically yourself. And just giving yourself lots and lots and lots and lots of love. And I know that it sounds like, okay girl, love is the solution to everything, but what I'm trying to get at is the better or the more positive associations you have with yourself, the easier you are on your body. If your body is in a perpetual state of stress, if your body is in a perpetual state of conflict that requires your organs and your regulatory systems to work much harder, but when you are in a state of, love and peace and gratitude for yourself, you make it easier on yourself. So if you have other things that you're dealing with too, it exacerbates what's going on. But when you're loving and sweet to yourself, it's kind of like the first layer you have so that your body can potentially bounce back as you're going through things. So I'm just trying to be as sweet as possible. And again, you all know I'm paid in smiles, so got it. Just being in this moment, just beginning this flow of just balance, connectedness to yourself, to what is important to you, to what brings you happiness, what brings you peace, and relaxing. So this is cinnamon. I tell y'all all the time because y'all always think it's a blunt. It is not. It's cinnamon. See? Cinnamon. It's actually, I got this from a botanica, and I really like this one because usually I just get the the kitchen cinnamon, but this is really nice. Yeah, a little bit. It still burns long, but it's like, it's easier to light. So I'm gonna go ahead and light this, and we're gonna get started with cleansing your energy, okay? Okay. I'm just going to breathe in and out here, in and out, in and out, in and out. Beautiful. Beautiful. Cinnamon brings us a lot of root chakra lessons, and those root chakra lessons are all about stability, consistency, feeling protected, feeling safe, feeling secure. So cinnamon brings that into the energy. Exhale and just allow me to cleanse out anything that is no longer serving you, anything that is not for your highest vibrational good, that needs to be released back into the universe, to be surrendered into its next karmic existence, so that you yourself can be whole in who you are. It's still lit, that white part right there, that's actually hot. When it completely cools, it will turn black. But that is why I love cinnamon, because of how long it keeps lit. Do you see that? Just follow that. Follow that. Working on your first layer. Working through that aura. And just removing any stress, any negativity, any old stuff that needs to be removed. Go ahead does it free you? How does it balance you? How does it keep you? Look at this entire journey of all of these lifetimes. Look at what your life is and find that peace. 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 Just breathe into the cinnamon. Follow it. Allow it to do its job, making you whole, giving you balance, giving you comfort, cleansing and letting go, releasing anything that no longer serves you, anything that prevents you from your happiness, from your purpose, from your path, anything that needs to be let go. 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 Release it. Release it. Release it. Release it. Release it. Release it. Release it and let it go. Now take a couple moments just to feel in your body and just be with yourself here. Be with yourself here. Be with yourself. Be with yourself. And exhale. In each breath, you're supposed to feel lighter and lighter because you see how everything that you want, everything that you needed to know, has always been available to you whenever you needed it. At any moment. At any moment. At any moment. It is available to you. It is available to you. So now I'm just going to go through and work that energy. I'm kind of whipping it up like some whipped cream to release it and allow it to move on to its next journey, freeing you from anything that feels too heavy for you, or just you're ready to let it go. If you're ready to let it go, let it go. If you're ready to let it go, let it go. See the picture of your life. See what you want and how you want to live it, and connect to all of those things. And when you're ready, you accept that what you want is what is destined to be. You accept that what you want is what is destined to be. That what you want is what is destined to be. That what you want is what is destined to be. That what you want is what is destined to be. That what you want is what is destined
yourself from this. Breathe into this. Relax into this. Relax into yourself. And accept that you are who you are, because there is a purpose for you. Accept who you are, because there is a privilege to being you. How lucky you are to be in this life and to have all of this purpose and dreams and goals within you. Many people don't have that. But look at you. You've got all of that. So breathe into here and reconnect and rebalance yourself with that truth and that wisdom that you've got. Everything that you need. That you've got all the wisdom inside of you. So let's just remove some of that came up that needs to be sent away, needs to be removed from your energy. And let's embrace all that is you. All of that potential. All of that growth and that happiness. Let's make it you. Okay. I'm gonna place this here and just moving through that energy, letting it be released, letting that energy be released where it needs to be. Let it go. Remove it from anything that is not serving you, anything that's taking up too much space, anything that makes it feel like, I don't know, like doubt. Just removing that in the way that it needs to be. Removed. Let it be. Removed. Allow it to move in and out of your energy swiftly and just with patience, and be released into its energy in the way that it needs to be. Released and relaxed into you are. Good job. Just continue to breathe here. Continue to let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Just 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 let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Release it. Release it. Release it. Release it. Release it. Release it. Release and relax into yourself. So let's just balance this stress down. And we're going to start by saying a prayer. It is not a religious prayer, just a prayer to root us in our first, let's just remove, some of the stress from you. Just if there was something maybe from your past you want to remove, an old thought or memory or something that is no longer serving you, that needs to be let go. An energy that is not your highest vibrational state. Need to let go. Energy. And just relax. Now just allow the brain, the mind, the energy to relax in the moment. Try to be as open as possible as we remove and let go of all the things that are no longer serving us. During this time, you can use the comment section as a journal, a diary, reflection. Also, if there's any requests, healing sessions we want to share with the community, you can do so there. So let's move this about. Just particularly taking on anything that is no longer serving you, okay? That needs to be released. And let go. that surrounds you at all times. At all times. At all times. At all times. Okay, good job. 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 releasing, that cleansing of the aura, and that balancing of the energy. Just taking a couple moments to just check in with you. See how it's going. See how it's going and how it's flowing. How it's going. How it's flowing. How it's going. How it's flowing. How it's going. How it's flowing. How it's going, going, and flowing, 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 going, and flowing, 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 going and 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 flowing with this beautiful energy that is surrounding you at all times, at all times. Releasing, relaxing, and allowing it to be. Releasing, relaxing, and allowing it to be. Releasing, relaxing. Releasing, relaxing, and allowing it to be. 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 To be. To be. To be. Allowing, 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 allowing it to be, 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 allowing it to be, allowing it, allowing it, allowing it to release anything that doesn't allow you to grow. Release anything that reduces expansion, and release anything that just holds you down. So if you've been feeling like you've just been going through it, or highs and lows, or whatever it may be, just exhale. Let it go, okay? And we're going to work through this in your energy. So I'm going to do the Reiki symbols. We're going to start off with a prayer, and we are going to move this energy through. It is not a religious prayer, so if you're used to it, you're used to it. If you're new, it's not a religious prayer. It is a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience. That is up to you what you believe in and what your path is, and that is your responsibility. I can't tell you what to believe in. I just hold the space to facilitate a healing experience for us to coexist. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start off with a prayer, and because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay, wonderful. Take a couple breaths here. Releasing and letting go of anything that's not serving you. Removing anything that no longer builds into your growth and your happiness. And just let it go. Let it go. Let it go, okay? Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And I barely say this, but I want to give you all an opportunity, if you don't feel comfortable with the prayer, feel free, besides the fact when it's happening and it's premiering, feel free to fast forward through it. It is okay. Maybe you'll come back and you want to listen to the prayer, or maybe you don't. It is completely okay. Most of you all tell me when I don't say the prayer, and it's a big thing. But the reason why I feel it's
itself, but simply the people. You all know my background. I went to school for religious studies. I'm a Reiki master teacher, and I've studied in different modalities too, so feel completely comfortable with the fact that if you don't want to listen to the prayer, you don't have to. It's not, spicy, okay? It just is what it is, but I always ask for consent, because in a healing space, you should feel comfortable, and that's the most important part. So let me go ahead and get into it, okay? Take a deep breath. May I touch you? Okay. Breathe in and out. Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I Am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. The prayer is to set the intention. Only thing that really pops out could be Mother, Father, God, to show that balance between the feminine and the masculine in a non-gendered way, just a balance of energy flowing back and forth, or whatever, or however you view higher power. If you view it, it's not a requirement. In the Ashe, which comes from the Yoruba, similar to how we would look at chi or life force energy, in the name of I Am, meaning you co-create the life that you live. That the way that you view things in your mind always comes to be. So if you surround yourself by people who are negative, and you, including yourself, are constantly thinking negative thoughts, that's what you attract, because the mind is so powerful. A lot of the times when we do manifestation work, or we can call it like magic or something like that, it really isn't this thing of like, oh, it's coming from your hands, or it's coming from, you doing this spell. It's coming from the mind. The mind is the most powerful thing we have, and we barely use it to its fullest capacity. Like when we get into mediumship, or we get into intuitive work, that's coming from right up here. So it is expansive, and it is growth oriented, but most importantly, it is here for you on your path. As you go on your path, feel very comfortable trusting in yourself. Don't feel like you gotta trust in things outside of yourself. Trusting yourself first, and then the right things will fall into place, okay? Always bet on yourself. So now that I'm done talking about that, we're gonna go into the Reiki symbols, and I honestly take a moment to talk about these things, because my number one pet peeve within our spiritual communities is when people don't reflect on things for what they are. Everybody wants to manifest something, but does everybody always talk about like letting things go before you can even manifest it, or even questioning yourself, wondering why you want a certain thing? Sometimes you're at a vibrational state that actually isn't where you are destined to go. So if you start to manifest things from that vibrational state, then you will begin to receive things that actually aren't where you need to go. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like you're a big fish in a small pond, but you need to continue to expand. But if you only keep your dreams small, then you won't really get what you deserve. And so I always like to take a moment to say, sometimes it's better to just let life flow, and also know how to adjust when life isn't happening the way you want. And that doesn't really even take any kind of manipulation or anything like that. Just understand the wisdom that comes. That's what I realized all of the years. I was actually talking to Reprogramming, my sister, about this. The more that we learn, the more we practice, the more we release, surrender, and just allow it to be. You don't feel like you gotta go out your way to do things. You trust that the universe will send it to you at its right time. You no longer look at things in like a positive or negative thing. You see it as is yourself and to give yourself permission to do it. Letting go of the baggage, letting go of the past, letting go of preconceived notions, beliefs, and all this other stuff. You get to empower yourself to go much further and much farther than what anyone told you. Now, it's a little difficult when you're surrounded by energy that is reinforcing these things that aren't in alignment. But if you can find the strength within you to get yourself to where you need to go in a vibrational state, you know, your potential is unlimited. You can do anything, and the most beautiful thing about it is when people get to that state, even though they can do anything, they just end up doing what they love, and it gives them more than what maybe a societal positive thing to do is. When you get to the space where you just have unconditional love for yourself, where you feel in control of yourself, your body, you have that body autonomy, you have that physical space, you feel in control of your life regardless of what happens, and do your moods and your feelings and your thoughts. That is where true power comes, and that's when you start to share your life purpose with others. So just moving that energy through, continuing to move that energy through, just working through the aura and cleansing that. And with each breath you're taking, I want you to become more and more comfortable with yourself. And what I mean by that is, I am enough. And that I have lived the exact life I needed to live to have an expansive present. I have lived the exact life I needed to live to have an expansive present. I have lived the exact life I needed to live to have an expansive present. And accept that you were chosen to live an expansive life regardless of where you came from or your situations before, regardless of how you felt prior to coming into the session, that you were chosen simply by being you. That was the only prerequisite. You don't have to prove anything. Nothing is required. Please don't prove anything. Just be yourself and follow the gifts and the passions that you have in your heart, that have been placed in your heart. You have to live them out, whatever it is. And if it's unconventional, you'll figure it out. It'll always come into line. But just make sure you go for it and go after it, okay? So just shifting this energy, encouraging you to do it your way, okay? You know how to do it. Just do it your way. Just do it your way. Do it your way. Do it your way. Okay. Just bringing that back in line, shifting that energy, allowing it to focus, 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 focus. Okay. So I'm going to bring in some cleansing cinnamon, my herb of choice. I'm sure your herb of choice is whatever it is. Feel free to be expansive and to explore. So with cinnamon, I love that it's always so grounding. I love that it is constantly burning. I'm very connected to root chakra energy, and it has a very root chakra balancing type of energy. And it is cinnamon. It's cinnamon, love. It is cinnamon, okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Just place that over to the side. And I'm just going to shift out any residual stuff and just let it go. Take 3 deep breaths for me. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. just some things that I do with the tree when I'm working with earth. I like to use the soil. Soil in general is very grounding, and I'll put things in the soil. So specifically what I did here is look, I'm about to give you all my secrets, y'all. Oh, does this sound good? Okay, I'll do this at the same time. So this thing is so huge. Look, it's like a little hairpiece. Anyway, so I'm stalling, so I don't have to tell you all my secrets. Anyway, I wanted to manifest a new place, and so I used I'll use the term earth magic, but more grounding energy vibrationally. So what I did here is that I actually used this as a place in order to store certain objects that I wanted to bring in for the highest vibrational good, and I put it here. And the reason why is that, have you ever heard of the term earthing or grounding? So earthing or grounding, basically what it does is it looks at the magnetic response in your body. It basically says that when you go into the forest and you put your feet on the ground, so this can also be the beach, just places where it's natural, and it has this earth that can make you feel very relaxed. So that's where the origins of tree hugger comes from. So you think of this group of people who are trying to do environmental work, and they're kind of like linked together to prevent people from bulldozing trees. But also the concept of a tree hugger, that hugging a tree technically can make you feel better. So you might remember or be young and remember sitting near a tree. If you sat near a tree and read a book, or climbing trees and things like that, it was very relaxing and very grounding. I spent most of my childhood climbing trees. And so that energy within itself impacts us. So you might notice that if you take a nice long walk in nature, a nice long walk in the forest, you feel much better. It's just getting open air is really nice too. So that concept within itself, which I'm going to expand on more, but I feel like I'm holding this tree. Put it down. I'm going to expand on that a little bit more. So as we start off the practice, we start off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer, just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a coexisting community. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay. Dear, may I touch you? Okay. Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to the Reiki Masters, the Ascended Masters, Master Jesus, Master Buddha, Master Katumi, Yamonja, Oshun, Mawu, and all the Taras. Please connect us to the Archangel, Spirit Guide, Spirit Animals, our lineage, and all for our highest vibrational good only, rooting us down in our individual healing experience and bringing us forth as a community. I say all of this in the name of I Am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, so that is just to get us started. So I chose the succulent. Number one, I love succulents. I don't know, it's just something about them. I've always admired them. I always thought that they were like thicker than a Snicker, they're like nice and thick, and they're great for, you don't have to feed them too much. They're pretty good with varying climates, and they're just so long lasting. I really feel like it's a representation or an analogy for life anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by giving you an opportunity to think of whatever it is that you have been trying to work on this magical March. Now, I'm not going to tell you to not get to your coins, okay, and want this big external goal, but sometimes the external goals can actually be fixed by an internal goal. It just happens naturally. So really challenge yourself to go inside and do that internal work, okay? So bring that goal to the forefront. And this is alive. Everything is vibrational, no matter what it is, a liquid, a gas, a solid. Just the particles are vibrating at different frequencies. That's science. That's just it, okay? This is alive. This is a plant. This is a living thing. This is something that is sucking up, the carbon dioxide and sending out oxygen and bringing life. So whenever you want something, a goal, especially if it's birthed from the beginning to grow, you can always use this analogy for a plant. So what we're going to do is you can either infuse something like a crystal, or you can write something like a spell, a mantra, a prayer in a piece of paper. If you're going to do it in a piece of paper, I'll show you. Do it with a piece of paper. This is what you would do. So I have this really cute little book that I like to use just for random thoughts and things like that. And so what I'll do here is I'll go to a blank page and I'll make a decision of what it is that I want to write. So here's my blank page. I'm going to write it out. I would typically use a pen, just. And at this point, you are going to be writing out whatever it is that you want, your wish, your spell, the thing that you've been trying to manifest at that moment. Let me get a pen. Okay, see, great, I got the pen. The pen. Now you write what you want. I'm gonna say, I'll just put mine. And you have to write it from as if you already have it, and write it in a statement of gratitude. Sign it, you cannot sign it. It's up to you of how you like to do things. So here's mine. You probably can't really see it. But I'm gonna take it and now I'm gonna burn it. So in this moment we're gonna use a little bit of fire. Here it is. So this could be your spell, your mantra, your petition, your reflection, your words. It's whatever it is you want. So what I wrote for mine, and I told you that for this magical March, I've been working on inside. So I said, I am so grateful to de-traumatize my life experiences and live in a space of peace. So holding myself accountable that even on the inside, as I go out in the world, I'm always living from a space of peace. And there we go. Oh, does that sound good? Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to burn it. You're going to say it over and over. You're going to concentrate on it. You can visualize it right in front of you, but you're going to burn it. And as you burn it, you let it go, you let it be, you let it just go off, right? Okay. I don't know if you noticed, but the words are already going. Okay. And we're just allowing this to move. Okay. So, as you see now, the words are gone, right? You're still going to probably see the impression of the words, but the words are gone. And then you roll it up like that. I like to roll it up real tight. I'm not going to tell you why I know how to do this. Baby, back in my youth, I had some days. I'm not old, but I'm also not young. So here it is. And this is when I would, for example, stick it right in the soil of the tree. ancestors, lineage, Orisha work, just, you could say God, you could say universe, you could say whatever it is you believe in, not what I believe in, but you believe in. That's a moment where you pay homage, you give gratitude. Thank you so much, universe, for allowing me to, and then you say whatever's on there and you just let it be. And each and every time you're going to get more actions. So the actions that you're going to receive from this will be like, call so and so, go out and do this today. It'll just be natural things that flow into you, and it's bringing you closer to this. Now, if you have something smaller like this is what I would do. So this is a little bag of crystals. I actually used to give them out when I had in-person energy healing circles. But the crystals are like the perfect size for what I'm going to show you. Okay. So this is a little mini, I don't know if you can see it that well. It's actually a little mini tiger's eye. Let me see if it works better over here. You may not be able to see that anyway. It is a little mini tiger's eye. It actually looks like a little eye. And so we'll just make it very generic, and we'll say that this is, we'll just make it very generic, and we'll say that this is just for courage, okay? What you would want to do, and preferably you could probably use an even smaller stone, is you would want to place this stone somewhere that's not going to disturb the plant. Now this stone might be a little bit too big for the plant, because you definitely don't want to hurt it too much, but this is also a thicker plant, so it's probably going to be okay. And you put, see, I just put it right on top, and instead of writing whatever it is you want down, you're going to infuse it into the stone. So you can start off your session in whatever way it is. You say a prayer, you say gratitude, you just walk around, you get in a meditation session, whatever that is. You place it between your hands, and you close your hands. So give me your hands, okay? I'm gonna close my hand over your hand, and we are going to infuse it with whatever intention you want, okay? Take 3 deep breaths with me. Every time you exhale, infusing the zone with that intention. 2 more. Final breath. Ashe, ashe. Okay. And you can focus as long as you want, keep it very simple. But sometimes as you're flushing through what you really want on the inside, it might take quite a while for you to just let it all go. And so we would take that, and then we would place the stone on the plant, and it's the same process of every time you see the stone, you can pick it back up, you can hold it, you can recharge that intention, you can water the plant itself. Again, be very mindful of the size of the stone. If it was a very thick stone, I would say put it on the actual dirt, not on the plant. You don't want to kill the plant. Just in general, you don't want to kill your plant unless that is a part of the process. You're using some type of herb or something like that, and just allow
let's celebrate December. So, breathing in here, I'm gonna do the Reiki symbols like this, and I want you to just breathe through this. Reiki symbols are symbols that Reiki practitioners use that invoke certain aspects. Sometimes it's power, sometimes it's emotional healing, energetic healing, spiritual healing, completion, distance healing, all of those things. So I'm gonna go through them and do them, okay? Okay. So this just sets the tone here. Now, you can find yourself closing your eyes if you like, if it feels right for you, and start to connect with yourself. Just be in your body. Just be in the moment, enjoying you. Feel the pure joy from getting to be you. Can you see your gifts? Think about them. Think about the things you're good at. Can you see them? People may often describe to you what your gifts are. Maybe you have a gift of healing, a gift of intuitive or psychic work, clairvoyance. Perhaps you have the gift of gab, you're able to talk, or you are a social connector. You're able to connect others. Maybe you're great at leading. Maybe you're able to be an individual or the first one to do something. You don't really follow the crowd. Maybe you're really good with numbers. Maybe you're really good with food. That's one of my gifts. I can cook. Maybe you are that healing friend that people just love to be in your company. Maybe you're the fun one. You keep the energy going. Sometimes people come to visit me and I will just say to them, I don't want to hear nothing sad today. We laughing all day. So if that's not what you're trying to do, you need to go home. That typically makes them laugh. Okay. So just working through some of those energies with the symbols and feel confident in who you are, okay? A lot of times in life, you have to get comfortable with who you are, exactly as you are. And it becomes easier over time. You don't worry about it as much. But when you're younger, baby, everything seems so like make or break. It's not. If an opportunity passes, it's typically because there's a better one. And that's just how it is. So breathing into this. And let's remove any stagnant energy that needs to be let go. So any sadness or feeling like, let's let that go. Any numbness, let's let that go. Any physical pain as well. Being mindful to move the energy into the area of the body that needs to let go of any receive the answers you're looking for. You'll even receive the healing. The universe brings us so many wise concepts in order to help us understand things that later on in life will look and be like, wow, I was not too bright there. But it is the journey of having to heal and put yourself back together that solidifies your strength, that makes you appreciate the journey, and also makes you celebrate you for how great you are, how amazing you are, how much you've shown up in these different spaces. So just breathe through this. Just remember, anything you want, you can have. And if something's not coming to you, it's because there's something bigger and better for you. And you define what is bigger and better. It's not based off of what society tells you you should want. It's based off of what you want. And the more that you chase after what you love, what is important for you, the closer your soul becomes and goes into its pure peace. That's when you really make magic happen. And always climbing and going in that direction. Give yourself permission to dream. Give yourself permission to have fun. Give yourself permission to roam through your imagination, building up worlds and realities that could come to be. Give yourself permission to celebrate you. Give yourself permission that any dream you want can come true. Give yourself permission. Feel it. Feel it in this moment. Accept it. Accept it in this moment. Enjoy it. Enjoy it in this moment. 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 Okay, so babies, I'm going to just do some concentrated combing. And I place my hand up as a way to just continue to keep the energy balanced. That's it. Keep breathing here. Enjoy this. I'm gonna get you S, girl. Inhaling and exhaling, relax. Relax into this. Unapologetically be yourself. Unapologetically go after what you want. Unapologetically connect with yourself. Be there with and for yourself. Be there with and for yourself. Be there with and for yourself. How are you feeling, babies? Are you resting? Are you connected to your great power? Are you at peace with how powerful you are? You're very magical. You're very full of alchemy, but in a very practical way. Anything you want can happen, it can come to be. Just allow it to come to you. Put it out there and enjoy life along
embrace what